The next concept in the contract of agency is termination of agency. Termination of agency can happen in two ways. Number one, by the acts of the parties. And number two, termination by the operation of law. Okay, let's understand both of them one by one. Termination by the acts of the parties. Option number one over here is by mutual consent. By mutual consent means what? It means both the parties have agreed mutually that we want to terminate this contract of agency and we are not carrying it on any further. Understood? Second is by revocation of the authority by the principal. The principal can revoke the authority of the agent at any time before the maturity has been exercised as to bind the principal. So what they are saying, if at all I have joined in as the faculty, as a part of the team of faculties to take the law class. Okay. But the law batch has not yet begun. Is that clear? So what they are saying, at any point of time, the principal has the authority that he can tell me, sir, we don't need your services anymore. We will find somebody else, or we have found somebody else. Agency contract has not started yet, right? Agency can be terminated by the principal with a prior intimation. By renunciation by the agent by giving a reasonable notice. So just like principal can tell it to me, I can also tell the principal that, sir, since the classes have not yet begun, the students have not yet joined, and I cannot continue with the classes anymore. So after the batch starts, if I tell that, it is unethical on my part. So I'm telling you in reasonable, giving you a notice reasonably in advance that I will not be able to continue the classes. Is that clear? Yes. Then we talk about termination of agency. Let's talk about termination of agency. Termination of agency by operation of law. Right now, what did we talk about? Termination of agency by act of parties. Remember, operation of law. One, performance of the contract of agency. They appointed me as an agent to finish your law syllabus. Your law syllabus is over. Agency terminated. Death of the principal or agent. Extreme. Expiry of time. They appointed me to start your particular classes for your November 22 batch, May 22 batch, or particularly May 23 batch, any particular batch. And batch is already over. Exams are already over, but my classes are not over. Agency is terminated. Yes or no? By insolvency of the principal, I will tell the principal, if you are insolvent, how will I get the commission? How will I get my remuneration? If I am not supposed to get my remuneration, I will not work. Hence, agency terminated. By destruction of the subject matter. I appointed an agent. Please help me to sell this house. Yes or no? And then there was an earthquake and the house got destroyed. Agency terminated. There is no house only. What the agent will sell? By becoming an alien enemy. That is, principal and agent are from different countries. Let's say India, Pakistan. Yes. Principal and agent are from India and Pakistan. Normal agency business is going on. Both of them are working with each other. But then war is declared between the two countries. The trade ties between the two countries are required to be cancelled, cut off. In that case, they become alien enemies and the agency will stand terminated. Is that clear? And after the termination, two types basic that we saw by operation of law and by act of parties. Now we are going to talk about a type of agency which cannot be terminated. It is known as an irrevocable agency. Irrevocable. It cannot be terminated by anybody. What is that? The agency which a principal cannot revoke is known as irrevocable agency, where the agency is coupled with interest. Irrevocable agency meaning you understood, which the principal cannot revoke. Now let's take an example. I'll say this is an example. Yes. For example, an agency which is coupled with interest. Coupled with interest means what? I have to take 5,000 rupees from you. I have to take 5,000 rupees from you. You are not giving me that 5,000 rupees. Instead, what you are telling me? You are telling me, do one thing. I am appointing you as my agent. Take this phone, sell this phone. Sell this phone, you will get maybe 25,000 with this phone. When you get 25,000, 5,000 you keep it with yourself, 20,000 you give it to me. Correct. Next day, you are calling me and telling me, wait, give me the phone back. I am terminating our agency. What will I tell you? this agency is irrevocable, because here the interest in the contract of agency is not only your phone, but my 5,000 rupees also. So coupled interest is there. Either you give me 5,000 rupees, I will give you the phone back, or I will sell the phone and then recover the 5,000 rupees. Understood? Then they are saying the example A cannot revoke the agency, fair enough, where this is A cannot revoke the agency. Okay, this is the example which I have explained to you. I'll cut it over here. This is another example from where the agent has incurred any personal liability. I was representing you, and in that particular process, I have incurred some personal liability for myself, which why should I bear the liability, right? So you have to repay that to me. Unless and until you repay me or compensate me for the liabilities that I have incurred, this agency cannot be revoked. See, example, where the agent has bought goods in his own name, the principal cannot refuse to pay. Principal has to make the payment. Where the authority has been exercised partly, they are saying X authorizes Y to buy 10 bags of wheat on his account. So X has told Y, you act as my agent and go and buy 10 bags of wheat. Y buys the 10 bags of wheat. Y buys the 10 bags of wheat in the name of X. Now X says, sorry, I told you by mistake. You don't have to buy it. Sorry. I will not pay you money for that wheat. I cannot pay you money for that wheat. Agency terminated. Point is, X cannot revoke the authority now. He has to make the payment in this case. Is that understood? Yes. So these are 3 points. First, termination of agency by act of parties, termination of agency by operation of law, and third one, irrevocable agency, where the agency cannot be terminated. Understood? All the 3 things I'm keeping on the screen again for you and giving you a couple of minutes. All right, there. Copy them fast.